energy on sidereal. I was feeling some strong ancestral energy, and I got a channel message, a channel ancestor message. And so if you were guided to this message, I feel very confident that it connects to an ancestor of yours. You have a passed over loved one who has a message for you. Um, Allow your heart to be open. Now, if you feel it's not for you, then, that's fine too. But let it be for who it is. And so I don't know why I feel this like nervous energy. As soon as like me even like starting the process of recording this, I'm feeling a strong nervous energy like, oh my gosh, I want to do this over. I want to do my intro over, right? Which actually goes with one of the messages that was channeled through. So it's going to be a lot of symbols and things that I'm going to share, and then we're going to get into the message, okay? So the overall energy that started, they said, I'm free. I acted out of depression and fear. So take that as it resonates, okay? So something of what this message is connecting to is connecting to a lesson or some type of action that they took. But in that action, it was out of depression or fear. And so this may have been something that's been passed down within your family lineage. So the numbers that came to me, and before I even start this morning, before our Zoom session with the butterflies and the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation, I found a Susan B. Anthony coin. And it was, a silver dollar. And it was from the year 1979. I found it randomly in my house. Randomly in my house. And I don't know if you all remember, but a most recent reading, I think it was the message from your mother line. The year 1979 came out. Okay. And so it made me think of that. If you haven't seen that message yet, you may want to, check it out, and I'll post the link down below for you. Sorry, y'all, got my morning smoothie. All right. So the numbers was 526, 717, 1014, 303, 1111, 212, 1963, 1974, 1979, 1990, 2002, 2019. The signs of Scorpio, Taurus, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Aries. It was a strong emphasis on spring season as well. And I started visualizing and seeing Easter eggs. And it made me think about like Easter eggs, collecting Easter eggs inside of the basket, having to find the Easter egg. Finding an Easter egg is like a surprise. You know what I'm saying? So you may have been feeling like you've been finding little Easter eggs of knowledge and information from, yep, the chimes coming in to confirm, finding little Easter eggs within your family or within different situations that's like helping you to see something from a brighter and a broader perspective. So then you have the colors yellow, green, and then I saw a bunch of circles. It wasn't bubbles, but it was just like a bunch of circles. Fast cars, pancakes, tacos, La Fortuna, and different language. A different language. Now, that's where the message started coming in when I heard speaking a different language. And I heard them start saying, your own communication style, you're going to find yourself starting to communicate differently. And I immediately started feeling this energy of, so say you typically communicate through your emotions and your feelings. You may start communicating more logically, or say you usually communicate verbally. You may find yourself starting to communicate more just through like physically, your facial expressions, nonverbal communication, right? Or if you typically communicate non-verbally or more passively, finding yourself communicating more verbally now, okay? So it's giving a vibe of changing up your own personal communication style around you, because I heard them say the primary communication style that you had created related to a broken part of yourself. So how you communicated, how you prefer to communicate, even down to like your love language, a lot of that was related to what you lacked and what you did not get and what you needed. So it's giving an energy of shifting from communicating through survival or liking things or wanting things because it connected to you and your history of survival, and choosing something because that is literally what you want to choose. That is what you want to do. That is what you want to say. If you only knew how many people were not living their real life 555, they were not being honest, living their real life, things of that nature, right? Because they want to keep an image, so they communicate how they feel that people want them to communicate, because they basically want to get what they want from them, right? And we see that happen a lot. We see people flock to that because many people have a hard time seeing the difference between someone who is just shifting like a chameleon to fit what it is that, they're needing, versus someone who they're who they are. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm getting from this ancestor is something about in the type of communication, because this ancestor, they kind of went off a lot on people in situations, and that's where it went back to I'm free. I acted out of depression and fear. So out of those feelings, out of that sadness or the depression or the fear of things, they would go off, they would, fly off the handle, because that was their way of protecting themselves and what they felt like they had. Now, they wanted to say congratulations on the work that you've been putting in on yourself and your own personal vibration, because they mentioned that your vibrational shifts are really being felt around you. So you have people who are closest to you, friends, family, lovers, whoever it is, they are feeling the shift of your energy. Okay, so you are literally shifting the environments around you, just like the wind comes in and shift and move things around. You're like the wind. I don't know if y'all can hear the chimes starting to go off, but it's kind of low. Um, but it's giving a vibe of you're shifting energy around you because you've been putting more love and energy into yourself. Okay. And because you have been devoting more of that energy and stuff to yourself, they want you to know that you have other people around you. They really see what you've been doing. I'm hearing you have old friends that you used to talk to or hang with a lot and things of that nature, but they're watching you, they're watching what you do, how you do it, because you're motivating more people than what you realize. Even if it's just you making certain posts on your Instagram or your Facebook, they're noticing the difference in what you're sharing or how you're sharing it and how you're coming out of your shell. That's another thing that came out, because a lot of you all, was starting the process of hiding yourself. And so this is giving a vibe of you getting out of hiding yourself and allowing yourself to be seen and allowing yourself to be felt. So stepping out into that energy of being confident within self, because the next piece they came out and shared is that you have a lot of favor around you. And those who denied answering the call before you know that you're next up. Okay. So there's other individuals like that are around you. So some of you all, this could be like a family member is what it's giving, but there's other people around you who were given the call to step up and to shift certain parts of themselves, and they didn't do it. You get what I'm saying? So since they received the same call that you received, they notice your shifts and they notice that you answered the call. You get what I'm saying? So you have people around you who they denied answering the call, but in them knowing what the call looks like and what it takes to be successful when it comes to answering the call, they see you and what you're doing and how you're shifting. And they're like, They did it. The Butterfly Collective answered the call, and they're up next. Now, this can bring, on some levels, it can bring some levels of resentment, and on some levels, it can bring levels of support. And so, what this means is that you will have some people who they will feel like they lost their opportunity, and because they lost their opportunity, they kind of have some resentment and jealous towards others who still have an opportunity to do that thing. Then you have others who missed out on that opportunity, and they make it a point to motivate people to live. Somebody smoking a cigarette. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh, that's strong. Oh, okay. They make it a point to motivate you to do the things that you really want to do, because they know what it feels like not going after that thing. And they don't want other people to feel those same things. Okay. So you have different people who are going to be around you, but you need to be able to tell and know the difference between who's the ones who they're motivating you to keep going, and then you have ones who are trying to pull you back because they feel like they lost their opportunity, and they feel like you still have an opportunity to do this thing. And it doesn't have to always be age. It could be life situations, life circumstances. You get what I'm saying? Certain people could feel like their life circumstances keep them from being able to do something, and you don't have those same restrictions, right? So they may say and do certain things to try to hold you back passively from being able to experience those other things. Now, this message felt very, 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 the word that's coming to me is intentional, but I want to say like personal, for whoever this is for, especially thinking about how earlier eggs, pancakes, and tacos came out. But um, they shared that baking and cooking opens portals for you. So when you cook, when you bake, you open portals around you. It's like you're inviting abundance into your house, because what I started to like visualize is like making pie, right? And think about, oh my gosh, I don't know why I started having a vision about Life, on the movie Life, and he smelled the pie and he stole the pie. Child, talking about some you ain't got no nigga pie. But and so say you're cooking pie and stuff, right? And you set the pie on the windowsill. Everyone outside in the area, the same way how I smelled that cigarette, they can smell your pie. And it smells delicious. It opens up the senses of other people. It opens up your senses when you get a chance to smell your creation, when you get a chance to embrace and connect. It's like that's the ultimate form of alchemy, first thing, but like learning true transformation, because you're taking all these individual ingredients and creating a masterpiece from it. So this energy is saying cook at least once a week if you're not already cooking a few times a week, because they said 3 times a week minimum, but at least cook 1 time a week, something that's like hearty and that gives a nice aroma into your home, because that's another way of blessing your home. I also heard cooking sweets with cinnamon on Thursdays. Making sweets with cinnamon on Thursdays. Okay. It's something about just the portal of cooking and the energy that it creates for you, the portals and things of what it opens with the opportunities and things of that nature. Like you're opening yourself up to so much more. You know what I'm saying? Because your mental is showing that you're a magician. You're literally a magician, because everybody can't cook. Some people can get a whole recipe and they still burn it. Okay, they will still burn it. And so this is giving just a strong energy of, as you master learning how to create and doing other things, other portals of energy around you opens up, and you're going to be surprised at yourself of what it does for you. Like, you're going to be feeling different areas of abundance start to fall in and fall down on you just out of nowhere. And you're just like, what have I been doing differently? You've been cooking more, you've been cooking differently, you've been being more intentional with your cooking. Okay. Um, but then also you're seeing it as a magical process and not just a responsibility, because that's the other piece of what they added in. When you're cooking just because it feels like a responsibility, like, oh, I got to do this to feed everybody else, you're taking your magic away, because the intention and the energy that you put in when you're doing it, it's an energy of obligation, not an energy of joy. When you're doing something through joy and expansion, it gives a different type of vibe and energy. You get what I'm saying? Because cooking is another form of magic. Okay. Those who grew up with hoodoo practices, you already know what it is when it comes to cooking different meals. Okay. So baking and cooking opens up portals for you to walk through. It creates opportunities. And this is not even just a sense of, you becoming a famous cook and catering things. Like, this has nothing to even do with that. This is just a sense of you creating with a sense of joy within your own energy. Okay. Now, if I was to visualize the cards, right, it was giving High Priestess, the Sun, and the Fool card, but the Sun and Fool card in like reversal energy. And what that is saying is taking all of the information that you have and knowing that you have a choice on if it is going to continue to evolve you and grow you into new settings and situations, or if it's going to hold you back. One of the difficult things when it comes to being as a knowledge bearer or someone who collects knowledge and information, a lot more is required of you. The more you know, the harder it can be to manage in the world sometimes, right? Because you see the truth of things. So this is just giving with the Sun and the Fool in reverse. Don't allow yourself to be weighed down by the truths of the world while you are creating, because there will still be space for you in the midst of various things and in the midst of certain areas of corruption, whatever the case is, and you deserve all the riches as well. Many people, they start downplaying what they desire and what they're working towards or what they're calling in, because part of them feel like they can't achieve it. There's a way to show up and show that you are excited or and that you're grateful or thankful without denying yourself of what you're working towards and what you're evolving towards. So don't deny yourself of what you desire, what you want, what you're calling in. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to think big. It's okay to want, a nice vacation and all these other things. Don't let people be all in your ear trying to talk you down for feeling bad for wanting nice things. Okay? How you choose to experience this world is your freedom of choice of how to experience this world. And the thing is that you will have other people try to come in to change your energy and to change your perspective of what it is that you're calling in, what it is that you want to experience. Okay. So they'll come in and be like, oh, money is evil, or you wanting to get this is evil. And, that's the da 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 da. That person is looking at the world from a closed-minded, glass half empty perspective. Okay. And you have to watch out when people do these types of things, because those are really the energy vampires. Okay. So this is just giving from this ancestor, collecting knowledge, having the knowledge and the information, but not being afraid to move on to like the next thing, or just being, apprehensive with stuff that, you don't know if you should be putting too much time or energy into. Okay. And so the last, well, it's not the full last message, but they said, you're turning storms into sunshine. You're learning to turn storms into sunshine. Put lubrication on the wheel and the door. When I say the ancestors were speaking in riddles, I'm like, huh? They said they'll know what it means. So I wrote it down and I said, as we're talking it out, I'm gonna let them speak through me. But with the aspect of you turning storms into sunshine, it's a sense of you have the ability to alchemize the energy and even the weather of how you weather the storm or how you weather the world around you. The things that may look like it's a storm and that everything is falling apart, you can choose to view it and see it from a sense of expansion and life giving. Okay. So the things that look like it's a storm or it looks like it's coming in to cause this issue or this problem is actually a blessing in disguise for you. And so you turn it into a way that works for you. You alchemize it. That's why this channel is all about alchemy, okay? The alchemy doctress of you alchemizing that storm and allowing it to shift into the sunshine that it needs to be in, okay? And so with the putting the lubrication on the wheel and the door, now this may be literal for someone who's like building or doing something. You have like this old cabinet or something, and they're saying put like some WD-40 or like some oil, castor oil, something of the sort. But I'm also getting a vibe of, usually you need to put oil and stuff on a door when it hasn't been used in a while and it's kind of like creaky and all that jazz. So this is giving a vibe of you're taking the wheel of a vehicle that hasn't been driven in a while. If ever, it's just been sitting. It's like you're picking up and doing something that has not been done before, that has not been um experienced before. So you need to put a little bit of, lubrication on the wheel to get used to it. Think about when you first break in something, you're breaking it in, you're getting it ready, you're learning how to use it, how to operate it. So learning how to operate this vehicle, right? And so on the door is the opening of what you got to walk into, right? So if you're putting lubrication on the door, it's so that your opportunities open up easier for you. Okay? That lubrication is your energy. That lubrication is the spaces that you allow yourself to be in at the right place, right time. You betting on yourself, investing in yourself, connecting within yourself. Okay. So their biggest energy is making sure you put lubrication on the wheel and the door with everything that you do. Okay. And so that was the last channel message that I wrote down. I'm going to write down the messages more. I actually like that versus just getting the first message and coming in recording it. I'm going to sit down and allow them to continue coming until I can come on and record them. And so, yeah, that's the vibe, y'all. That is the vibe. Now, for anyone who is needing or seeking any extra support on this journey, we have the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation, where you will be connected with a collective of other, well, right now it's all women in the school. And so be able to be connected with other women um, as you grow into yourself, your leadership, things of that nature. And that's the class actually that we're hosting tomorrow. And for anyone who would like to get registered and enroll in that class, make sure to check out the links and things down below. This is going into building your confidence in that leadership. Okay. And so feel free to check that out down below. We also have the upcoming group past life regression session that is being held on next Saturday. Right now, it's only one person who's registered so far for the past life regression party. So it's small and intimate. And so definitely going to get registered for that while there's still spaces available. I know some people wait until, the last minute to get registered. And so definitely check that out as well with the links and things down below. We're tapping in with this past life regression of you tapping in with in past life that connects to your work life this lifetime. So what were some of the lessons that you had to learn during that lifetime? What were some of your mistakes and things of that nature that now you can make right? You know what I'm saying? That you could bring redemption on and find success through learning from those past mistakes, but then also past advice from yourself. So it's gonna be a very amazing session. Um, I don't think there's anything else that I would like to share in this message. This message was very beautiful, though. So, for whoever it was for, may you be able to take with it what it is that you needed the most and be able to internalize and create with it. Okay. I love you all. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. Love y'all. And I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.